the bill.
Right.
And it's like it's more than that.
Correct.
And so, again, this is the part where the communication have to kick in because it makes me feel
Right.
that when you don't acknowledge me,
Correct.
so again, now, and I love how you've been saying it, how we said it's always communication that's taking
So
place.
let's go with one of our real life situations
Okay.
where you were asking me to compliment you more, and you
Uh-huh.
said I don't like it when I go to work and other people compliment me and I don't hear it from you. I
Uh-huh.
like that's a communication.
Yeah.
Now, one, my question was who's complimenting you at work? Let's
Hilarious.
figure that out first.
Yes. Because
But
affirmation is coming.
but
Yeah.
but the thing about it was I was neglecting something. Now, it's not like I didn't see
The beauty
the
or
beauty. I
or
didn't see. It's not
mm-hmm.
like I didn't see how wonderful she looked in the dress or whatever the case may be. It's just I didn't communicate it. I didn't send a text message or I didn't tell you how beautiful you look as you went out. That like there was nothing, but you had enough. So that would be disappointment from me as a husband who didn't give you those things. And let's say those
Wait a
things
minute,
were
would that be neglect
that
more
was
so?
neglect, right? It's
Okay. I'm
neglect.
saying okay.
It would, but it still would be a disappointment based on what you were telling me about the wife receiving or not receiving from her husband.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm neglecting to tell you how beautiful you are and how wonderful you are, and it does something to you.
Mm-hmm.
She could come to him with an attitude, but again, if we're using the proper tools, the three T's, which we're teaching tonight, then she shouldn't. But she should at least have a conversation about how it makes her feel when the husband doesn't say what she would like for him to say, although she's getting it from somebody else.
Yeah.
And all communication creates something.
It creates chemistry. Let's talk about it.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, and you don't have to say it now, but I don't know if it was creating some chemistry that you said, hey, listen, I'm hearing, compliments. I need to hear from you a little bit more. Because I mean, just
It
be
could
honest with me,
create a
all
struggle.
all all compliments feel good, especially when
Yes.
you're not getting it from the one you want to get it from.
For some
So
reason, and that's so interesting. Like compliments always, as hard as our hearts can be, compliments always have a way of finding its way to take root,
hmm
and it just sparks something totally different.
yeah,
Yeah, that flattery is something else.
yeah,
It's just. But now, compliments coming from a good place is a good thing.
yeah.
It was something that you mentioned. Okay, let's keep going.
That's
Sorry,
right.
I can't. Yeah, I can't remember. I had to.
Now remember, now we live, so you can't do the. Now go ahead and how how we do when
Yeah,
we're recording. So
yeah. But it was something pertaining
sometimes
to.
we when we're editing videos, something that happened, and then she's like, no, it's okay, okay, okay. Like no,
Yeah,
we're live, so
yeah,
there's no,
yeah.
and
It's
the
all
mic is
good.
hot.
It's always hot.
Right.
Yeah, I can't think of it, but I do know that. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. That when it comes to communication, that's where creativity can kick in too. Because let's say you and your spouse have had a horrible time
hmm
having a genuine, organic, authentic conversation. It's
Gotcha.
just like the atmosphere is thick and it's like we don't want to be around each other.
hmm
Okay, now you can write a letter, right?
What
Like
you mean now you can write a
you
letter?
can write a letter. Sometimes things that
Oh, now you can write a letter
difficult to
to them.
yeah,
Okay.
some things that are
hmm
difficult to say, you may can write it.
hmm
So my thing is that there is there is no allowance to cut off communication.
Gotcha.
So if you find that you cannot verbally say it, then you can definitely write it.
Don't text. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It,
Don't.
it don't need to be long, especially for
Yeah, if
y'all.
you trying to explain something to a person, maybe a letter will be read before a long text message would be
hmm
read. It's just
Well,
me.
and
It's just
then
my
and then
opinion.
that was the old fashioned because I love paper and pen,
But
but it
if a
could be
letter,
an email. It could be like my point
I'm.
is when you excuse me when
I
you
was trying to interrupt you.
need to
So, I'm
communicate
sorry.
you figure it out. Again, we are living in a time where there is really no excuse. If
Gotcha.
you having a difficult time putting
Gotcha.
it in words, tell chat.
If you believe your marriage is in need of coaching, Shamika and I are certified marriage and life coaches. Just log into our website, www.hiswifeherhusband.net, to book your discovery call.
Wives, if you are looking for one-on-one coaching, put his wife in the notes section.
Husbands, if you are looking for one on one coaching, put her husband in the notes section.
Husbands and wives, if you are looking for marriage coaching as a couple, put his wife, her husband in the notes section.
Remember, our purpose is to help you build
And sustain your marriage
from a biblical perspective.
So go on over to www.hiswifeherhusband.net to schedule your discovery call today. Chat will spit it out for you. You know, go. You know what I mean? You can go.
Okay.
We have so many means and
You can do a
ways.
video, like
You
you were
can
saying
do a
earlier.
video. Be
Create a video, send a
creative.
video to your
Yes.
spouse. If you have
Yeah.
a YouTube channel, you can shoot a video, put it on YouTube, send it to them unlisted or whatever, or private.
Just be creative.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we cannot neglect or negate our responsibility to communicate.
Right.
It should not be said, let's say that the marriage is just in a difficult place and it's just hard. It should not be said by either spouses that I didn't try to at least reach you.
So I don't believe that if both spouses are really trying,
Mhm.
that divorce will happen.
Mhm.
I just believe somebody's not talking. Number one, for because we're dealing with believers, somebody's not talking to God. That's number
Mhm.
one.
Mhm.
Number two, somebody's not having a conversation with their own spouse.
Mhm.
And so, if you are really properly utilizing the three T's, your tone, your text, and your timing,
Mhm.
and you are being intentional, and you are active listening, and you're listening with the intent to understand, and you are utilizing the five conflict managements within your marriage, I cannot I just can't believe that divorce is possible.
Yeah. That it will happen.
That
Yeah.
will
It
happen.
should be. It should be definitely avoided. Like I
Right.
mean, like yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
with you
Agree.
on that.
All right.
Uh huh. That's good.
All
Good
right.
stuff.
The next one. So we got timing, we got tone. Timing is when to say it, and where to say it.
Mhm.
Tone is how to say it,
Mhm.
and then text. This is
Mhm.
actually what should I say.
Yeah.
Um, Proverbs 15:1. It says, "A gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words makes tempers flare." Proverbs 12:18. Some people make cutting remarks,
Mhm.
but the words of the wise bring healing. So what should I say? That's what X will ask. Now, remember, I was talking earlier, and I think it's the text part. When we're dealing with conflict with our spouse
Mhm.
and there's an issue that has happened, it's the right time. I got the timing together. Um, I have the right tone. I don't have an attitude. And Shamika said sometimes your attitude will determine your tone. Now it's what do I say? So listen, we've used this in our marriage, and it's been working. The thing I'll say when there's a hurt or insult, or I'm looking for another word,
Mhm.
has
It's
happened.
just an offense.
An
Like we
offense. That's
just
what I'm looking
you
for.
just
An offense has
rub each other
happened.
the wrong way.
It makes me feel emotion when
Mhm.
you action. It makes me feel hurt. It makes me feel sad. It makes me feel unwanted. It makes me feel disrespectful when you disrespected, when you forget to say hello in the morning, when you leave without telling me hello, when you come in and go straight and don't say, let's just whatever the action is. When you speak to me in that particular tone, it makes me feel this way. That has worked a lot because I am stating this emotion. And then it's hard to believe, but I think it is. Sometimes people don't really know that they have caused this type of hurt to you.
Or this that ignited this feeling.
Correct.
That's so true.
So you say, hey, um,
Honey bunches of oats.
Bay. Everybody say Bay. Hey, Bay. Um, you know, it makes me feel hurtful when you don't acknowledge me in public in front of your friends. You know, or
Mm-hmm.
when you're sarcastic towards me in front of your friends. It really
In
hurts
front of the children.
in
That's a
or in
big
front.
one.
That's good in front of the children, and
Mm-hmm.
that can like, well, baby, even if it's something that they don't know that they're doing, then he could be like, oh, baby, I didn't know that. You know what I'm
I didn't
saying?
know it meant, yeah,
I
because
didn't know because I'm always sarcastic. Like we always laugh, yeah, but it really does, whatever.
this time I
Hmm.
did feel a certain kind of way.
Correct.
Or and then it go back to communicating. Like usually this don't happen,
Correct.
but this time when it was said or done, I felt some
Yeah.
kind of way.
It made me feel,
Mhm.
normally it doesn't happen this way, baby, but yesterday it made me feel
Yeah.
unattractive when you said boom.
Yeah. And then sometimes, because I have found for myself, I'm not. I.
Testifies.
Yeah. I am not one that's able to quickly identify an emotion. Like like I don't know. I know that I feel a certain kind of way,
But you don't know what to
and
call
it's
it.
yeah, and it's not. I don't feel good. But as far as labeling what that emotion was, sometimes I have to wait a day or
But even
so.
that's a communication too, though. So that's the thing. Because
Mhm.
remember, sometimes I tell you, well, let's just talk till we get to the like. I don't know how to say it. Well, let's talk. Let's kind of talk till we can figure out what are the right words to say.
Yeah.
So even if it's, hey Patrick, yesterday it made me feel. I don't know what the feeling is. I can't pinpoint what the feeling is, but something happened on the inside of me when you did this yesterday.
Yeah. That's
That
good.
that kind of, and I don't know what that feeling is, but I know I didn't feel the same way I normally feel. Oh, my fault, babe. Like it could be or whatever it is,
Yeah.
But that is communicating. To say it again, be redundant on purpose. To communicate that I don't have the right words to communicate is still a communication,
Mhm.
rather than ignoring it or dismissing the very feelings, because if it happens again or you forget to say something, now you're piling on top of that another emotion or incident that has happened, and it may spew into something different.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know what? As you were talking, and I'm just kind of reflecting on our conversation.
Hmm.
When you think about communication, it really is a high level of transparency. Like
Hmm.
you are being so vulnerable. For the full unedited version of the podcast, consider becoming a Patreon member for as little as $5 a month. With the membership, you will gain access to be able to ask questions during a live podcast. So click the link below to join now.